Hi there, my standard 9 students. How is Julius Caesar going? Are you getting the gist of it? Are you able to understand? I hope you can. So let's continue with Act 2, Scene 1. And we stopped at Brutus's soliloquy in the last module. So we'll continue from there today. Okay? Lucius has gone out to check the calendar to see whether it's the Ides of March. That is what he has left. That's the last thing he has said. Now Brutus says, we begin with Lucius. I will, sir. He goes out to see the calendar. Brutus. The exhalations whizzing in the air. Exaltations means the meteors. They are shooting in the air. Give so much light that I may read by them. Means they are so bright that I am able to read by them. If you remember, Lucius has brought in a few letters for Brutus and he has asked them to, that he found this, when he went to light the candle, he found them at his study over there. So he has opened the text, the letter, and he is going to start reading. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Redress means to correct the wrong. Whatever is wrong, please correct it. So Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. Such instigations have been often dropped where I have took them up. So now Brutus is talking to himself that I have seen such letters earlier also and I myself have picked them up. Now shall Rome, etc. What does that mean? Thus must I piece it out. Means I must fill in the gaps by myself. Etc. means gaps. So he's saying what are the gaps that I'm going to fill in. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive. If you remember in the first module I have told you all that the Roman Republic was established by Brutus's ancestor, okay, Lucius Brutus. So he's saying that my ancestors, that is Lucius Junius Brutus, his full name, he had established the Roman Republic and after driving out Tarquin. When he was called king, who was called king? Tarquin was called king. Speak, strike, redressed. Am I entreated to speak and strike? So he's asking himself that whether Brutus is asking that is the same thing, are the Romans, are the public people, are they telling me that I should speak up and I should redress some wrong which is happening in Rome? To speak and strike. O Rome, I make thee a promise. So now he's speaking to his country and he's saying that I am speaking to my country and saying that I make a promise to you that if the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. So he's telling him, he's telling himself and he's speaking to Rome, his country, and he's telling Rome that if my speaking, that because of my speaking, if something in Rome is going to be corrected, then I promise Rome that I will set everything right. I promise you. Thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. Then Rome has everything it expects of Brutus. Enter Lucius. Sir, March is wasted 15 days. Knocking within. It is good. March is wasted means 15 days of March are over. So Ides of March have come. Brutus, it is good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Exit Lucius. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Wet me against Caesar means incite me against Caesar. I have not been able to sleep. From the time Cassius has incited me against Caesar, I have not been able to sleep. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. So he's saying when you are incited to do something which is not correct, when you are incited to do something which is wrong, then from the time that first thought enters your mind, that thought of doing something wrong. Here, what is the thought that they are going to do wrong? They are going to do wrong about killing Caesar. Like they are planning the assassination of Caesar. So that is the wrong action that they are going to do. So that first thought which was put in his mind by Cassius. So he's saying from that time, all the interim, till I perform that particular act, till I am able to perform that particular act, means the act of assassination, from the time that I have thought about the act of assassination till the time I'm able to perform that particular act, all that time in between is a horrible dream. It is like a phantasma. A phantasma is a nightmare. So he's saying it's like a horrible dream. Why is it a horrible dream? Because the genius and the mortal instruments are then in council. By genius he means over here by the rational people, means by your mind which is giving you a logical thinking. So that mind, that rational, and your mortal instruments, means your bodily instruments, and your bodily instruments are also controlled by your feelings. So there is a fight between the rational, the logical mind, and your heart, means between your feelings and your logical thinking. So there is a fight between these two are in council, means there's an argument. And your poor mortal instruments, your body, your physical instruments, your hands, your feet, they don't know what to do, whether to listen to the mind or whether to listen to the heart. So there is a fight, there is a council, there is an argument between the rational, where is it gone? The genius, that means the rational, and the mortal instruments are then in a council, that means an argument. And the state of a man, means your every human being at such time is compared to a little kingdom, as if you yourself are one little kingdom. And in the kingdom, when there is a civil war, when there are fights between two different types of people who think differently, so there is a civil war in a kingdom. At that time what happens is that and then suffers then the nature of an insurrection, means a civil war. So there is a civil war between the good and the bad, not so good. Okay, so that is a war between them. And human beings are like a little kingdom where there is a civil war taking place, and they don't know whether to listen to their mind, that is a logical thinking, or to listen to their hearts, their feelings. So that is what he is saying. I want you all to write this down, children. I'll dictate it to you. The conflict that Brutus is facing is in his mind. And he metaphorically compares the mind to a little kingdom. Like to a little kingdom. So it's a simile, not a metaphor. Here there is a use of the word like. So it's a simile. So he is comparing the state of his mind or the state of a man to a little kingdom, which is suffering from the effect of a revolution. So a little kingdom which is suffering from the effect of a revolution. So there is a fight between the rational and between the feelings. And the human being is trying to understand the mortal instruments, the physical body, your physical hands, your physical movement, your physical feet. They all are trying to understand whom to listen to, whether to listen to the rational or to listen to the feelings. Lucius: Sir, it is your brother Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you. So Lucius is saying it's your brother. Now brother here doesn't mean he's not his brother actually. It means brother-in-law, because Cassius had married Brutus's sister, and her name was Junia. You can write down the name, it's not given to you over there. Her name was Junia, and she had married Cassius. So Cassius becomes Brutus's brother-in-law. But Lucius is saying that your brother Cassius is at the door, who doth desire to see you. Brutus: Is he alone? Lucius: No, sir, there are more with him. Do you know them? Lucius: No, sir. Their hats are covered about their ears, and half their faces are buried in their cloaks. So he's saying they are all wearing hats which are covering their ears and everything. So I cannot make out anybody even from the ears. Their entire head is covered. The hat they are wearing, and they are using the cloaks which they are wearing. They are covering their cloaks with their noses are covered, so I'm not able to make out. So it's like everything is covered and I can just see there. I'm not able to tell who they are by any mark of favor. That by no means may I discover them by any mark of favor. So he's saying I'm not able to discover who they are, but I am only able to recognize Cassius, because probably Cassius has not covered himself. Brutus: Let them enter. Exit Lucius. Now why Brutus is saying let them enter? Because Lucius has made them wait at the door. He has not allowed them to enter. Like, without my permission, you cannot enter my door. So Lucius is making them wait. Okay. And now because Brutus is saying, okay, let them enter, he takes his permission and he goes to bring them. Now Brutus is talking to himself. This is Brutus's soliloquy. This is the second soliloquy. We have done one last time. Yeah, we have done one last time, and this is the second soliloquy of Brutus over here. They are the faction. They are the faction. Faction means a group of conspirators. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night? So here, what is the figure of speech used? The figure of speech used here is personification, and personification is being addressed. So the conspirators, the act of conspiracy has been given the qualities of a human being, and then Brutus is talking to them, so it becomes an apostrophe. Okay, so he's saying, O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night? Are you so ashamed that you cannot show your face by night? Why by night? Because at night time, evils are most free. Anybody who wants to do anything wrong, the evils are most free at that particular time. Oh, then by day, where will thou find a cavern dark enough? So he's saying, if at night you are not able to show your face, you have covered up your face so much, then during the daytime, how are you going to show your face to anybody? It's going to be impossible for you to show your face to anybody. Where will thou find a cavern dark enough? Cavern dark enough means a cave dark enough where you can hide yourself. To mask thy monstrous visage, seek none conspiracy. Conspiracy, seek none. Hide it in smiles and affability. For if thou path thy native semblance on, not Erebus itself were dim enough to hide thee from prevention. So he's saying, Brutus is saying over here, that you hide yourself in smiles and in courteous, polite behavior, in polite talk, so that you can deceive people. Because if you walk, path means if you walk with your native semblance on, if you walk with your actual nature on, then even hell will not be able to hide your recognition. People will recognize you even in hell. Even hell will not have a place where it can hide you. Erebus is hell and dim is dark. Prevention is recognition. So if you walk with your actual nature on your face, even hell will not be able to prevent you from recognition. So conspiracy, hide yourself in smiles and being polite to people. Enter the conspirators: Cassius, Casca, Decius, Cinna, Metellus, Cimber, and Trebonius. Now all these people have entered. They are the conspirators. Now I want you all to learn the names of these conspirators who enter Brutus's house. And if you see the first line of Brutus's speech where he starts talking, they are the faction of his soliloquy. They are the faction. So you can be asked a question, who is the they? So normally most of the students, they write that they means the conspirators. But if you write only that much, you will not get your full marks. So please remember to write they means the conspirators, namely, and then you give the names of all these people. Okay? Cassius: I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you? So Cassius is now very polite, and he's telling Brutus that we have taken too much of leave with you. And Brutus, are we troubling you? So Brutus is saying, I have been awake at this hour all night. Know I these men that come along with you? So because even Brutus can't see their faces, no? Their faces were covered and everything. So Brutus is saying, do I know these people who have come here? So Cassius says, yes. Every man of them, means you know every single person who has come with me, and no man over here but honors you. So every man who has come with me honors you the most, and everyone wishes that you had the same opinion of yourself. Means you should also honor yourself, and you should remember your nobility, which every noble bears for you. This is Trebonius. Then he starts introducing the people. So the first person he says is, this is Trebonius. So Brutus is saying, he is welcome hither. Cassius. This is Decius Brutus. He is welcome too. Cassius. This Casca, this Cinna, and this Metellus Cimber. Oh, they are all welcome. Who's saying this? Brutus is saying they are all welcome. Then Brutus is asking, what watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night? So betwixt your eyes means your eyes and the sleeping process. Between them, what is the worry? Why are you so worried? What are you so worried about that your eyes are not able to get enough sleep and you are roaming around the city of Rome? Cassius. Shall I entreat a word? Brutus and Cassius whisper. So Cassius here takes Brutus on one side and they both are talking. Now while they both are talking, the other conspirators are just left standing on the stage. You must remember this is a play, okay? So they are left standing on the stage. So they have to do something so that the audience is kept occupied. So Cassius, Cinna, Decius and Casca, they talk amongst themselves, a small little conversation that which side does the sun rise, where is the sun rising, and which is the east direction. That is what they are trying to find out. Oh, here lies the east. Doth not the day break here? Who's saying this? Yes. Casca. No. Cinna. Oh, pardon, sir. It doth. Yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of the day. So he's saying, oh no, you're wrong. Of course, this exactly is the east, because if you can see those, mark the clouds. Those clouds are the messengers of the day, and from here the sun rises. Casca. You shall confess that you are both wrong, both are deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way of growing on the south. So the sun arises over here because at the moment the sun is in the south side. Okay. Weighing the youthful season means it is spring over here. Some 2 months hence, up higher towards the north. He first presents his fire, and the high east stands as the capital here directly. So he's saying, no, you both are wrong, and what I am saying is only correct. The sun comes over here. It is the spring season. Youthful season means it is the spring season of the year, and after 2 months when the summer starts, the sun will start going towards the north. Now, while they please make a note over here that this conversation has been introduced by Shakespeare to give a dramatic effect. A dramatic purpose has been served. And what is that purpose? Write it down. This conversation has a dramatic purpose. It fills the interval while Cassius and Brutus whisper apart. It also relieves the mind of the conspirators and the audience. So it makes the atmosphere a little more lighter rather than everyone being very serious. Okay. Brutus, give me your hands all over one by one. So now Brutus and Cassius have finished talking and they have come, and Brutus is telling the conspirators over there that give me your hands all one by one. Means I want to shake hands with everybody over here one by one. So I'll meet all of you all again one by one. Cassius, and let us swear our resolution. So Cassius is saying that yes, while we shake hands with Brutus, we must swear our resolution. Swear our resolution means take an oath for our resolution. And what is that resolution that he has said? He has decided, see, Cassius is very scared because he has an ulterior motive. He is revengeful because he is very envious of Caesar. Correct. So he has planned this entire conspiracy of the assassination of Caesar only because of his envy of Caesar, because he is envious of Caesar. So he says he is very scared. That fright is there in him that people will go away. So he says that let us take an oath that we will stick to each other and we will not leave each other. We will always be together, and until our purpose is fulfilled, because that fright is there in him that people might just come to know that he is envious and therefore this whole thing is planned, and he wants everybody to stick together, which of course Brutus does not agree, because Brutus was himself a very noble person. So he does not agree to that, and he says, no, not an oath. If you remember in the first thing when we read the scene at the beginning, we read that Brutus commits 3 fatal errors over here. So this is the first error where he's saying not an oath. Now this Brutus's speech, I'll continue with you next time in the next module, because it's very important and you need to understand it. So see you all again at the next module.